Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spirit Guides After Dark, where we are channeling your soul erotic questions. And my name is Jenna Lee.
And I am Angela Shelby.
And we are here tonight having some fun. We are having some fun, enjoying. It's up for whatever you want to do. This is your show that you're writing. You want to just come in and watch and hang. That's beautiful. If you want to ask a question, you can ask any questions. We have our beautiful podcast, Erotic Spirit Podcast. So it's on sexuality and spirituality, and you can ask any questions you want about sex and intimacy and pleasure. So feel free to start to drop that in or just let us know where you're from. Yeah. We can drop into this container as people are as we're waiting for more people to come in. Do you have anything coming in for you?
Just reminding people that this is a safe space to talk about their stuff, to talk about sexual topics. And you and I are channels, and we do get messages, divine messages about this stuff. You ask the question, they have an answer. There is no topic that's taboo, but I always wish someone would have done this when I was younger and would have channeled about this stuff. So we're doing it, and
So we're
that's
doing
our
it.
intention. Safe space to ask this stuff.
Yeah. Well, tell us about you while we're waiting for people to come in. Like, who are you? I know
Who
who
am
you are.
I? So again, my name is Angela Shelby. I am a psychic and a medium, a channeler, a dream interpreter, and a quantum touch energy healing practitioner. And just really good at hearing spirit guides, angels, elementals, other dimensional beings, and working with their energies. And I love to help people figure themselves out and empower themselves and get in touch with their spirit guides so that they have their own connection.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You're just rocking life, aren't
No
you?
middleman. Nobody needs a middleman for the divine. People
No.
just need a reminder sometimes.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, we're all channelers. We're all connected. I always say, like, what is in the way too of the noise, like whether that's ourselves, our own energy, our mind. And so I love the space of empowerment. We can do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
We are
Yeah,
all these
do
things.
all these things. And like you were saying about the noise, when I'm anxious, afraid, upset, it makes it harder to hear.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people say, "Oh, I felt like my prayers weren't heard or my spirit guides weren't even there. It was horrible. It was the worst time. Where did they go?" And I'm like, they didn't go anywhere. You're just so upset. Like it's like that cloud around that Peanuts character, Pigpen. You see it
Yeah.
around him. It's like you can't see. It's hard to hear because it's just static. They're
Yeah.
right there. You just can't hear them. So
Yes. 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 I love it. I love
that's why we
that.
all need a reading every now and then because you
Yeah.
can't see the forest for the trees. That's like you need somebody else to
Yeah. Just to help,
just
support.
to
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, I love that. And so my name is Jenna Lee, and I'm a channeler. I channel with source and higher self. I also hold spaces like retreats. I also facilitate workshops. So I do inner child healing workshops. I'm an energy healer and practitioner, and I'm all about embodiment. I'm all about all of it, but one of the things that is on my mind recently is embodiment, how we get to take what we know and drop it in the body and ground it. A lot of times we live in a knowing of I'm safe, or I know this, or I know that. And do I really truly feel that within my body? So that has been a passion of mine that I have been bringing to fruition. And I'm writing a book. I'm finishing a book up on all the tools, all the juicy tools. And then if you're listening to also pop up here, I do have a free event here in May too as well. So you can scan that. But we'll dive into all beautiful things here. And I'll I'll help. I feel the container starting to move and shift here. So as people are coming in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, but feel free to just drop into your body here. Just dropping into the moment, to the now, acknowledging and witnessing your thoughts, understanding that they're just flowing through. And I'm just seeing this beautiful cloud, majestic container moving around the edges of the space, inviting you to come in and drop into the most peaceful space that you can feel through your body. And if you feel any uncomfortableness, just acknowledge it and drop in here for a brief moment. Dropping in deeper, breathing in and breathing out deep into the body. Beautiful. Just start to come back to the space here as we've dropped in, or feel free to relax and receive however you want to receive. Oh, I love it. I love it. So we have some questions here that we have lined up, but feel free as you feel what resonates. You can just watch us here, or you can join in however feels good. You can type a question in the chat, and we're also gonna pop up. Yeah. You can also tune in. I have also up here our latest episode that you can scan if anything is resonating with you. So love it. Okay, we're
Oh,
dropping.
very cool. That's really cool, Jenna.
I just added that last minute.
I like it.
Yes. Okay. We're dropping in here, going in. One of the questions coming up here is, what is the spiritual value of self pleasure when approached consciously? Mm.
Oh, the first thing that just pops in is manifestation. Like totally manifestation.
Yes.
So you and I have both talked about this. I know we
Mhm,
both do this.
mhm.
Using your orgasms to manifest, using, or I should say, sexual pleasure period to manifest.
Yeah.
And super easy. It's just when you're doing any kind of pleasure, self pleasure, pleasure with, a partner, and
Mhm.
you focus conscious intention on what you want to manifest. And it doesn't have to be one thing. I usually do a whole like prayer. I have a laundry list to hold up. Whole prayer. Pray for your friends, your family, manifest a
Mhm.
lottery ticket, a new car, whatever it is. And just think about it and say it like a prayer, as either during your orgasm or after.
Yes.
And it's creative energy. And not only
Mhm.
that, energy, that sexual energy is creative energy, but emotions are massive amounts of energy and information, and that huge just upwelling of bliss. It's like a rocket. It's
Yeah.
like that emotion is what fuels prayers. So
Mhm. Yes. I love that. I love that. And I was seeing this, or what I was seeing too, because you were talking about emotions being really powerful for manifesting. And so when we're like even visualizing and we're in that orgasmic state, we're in that elevated state, we're present. Our mind is like, that's real. It's like that is real. So that energy just flows, keeps flowing through. That's life force energy that just evolves around our being and our essence. And if our mind is like, oh, that's true, or we take these divine inspirations and take actions on it, and it just becomes true because it is true.
Mhm.
It is.
And that feeling in that moment. So I know there's lots of information on manifesting out there. And like you said, that feeling
Mhm.
it, feeling in that moment. So it's so much bliss and joy. It's grounding those feelings and that power into your manifestation. It's like
Yes.
plugging it into a huge happy battery. And so, whatever it is you're manifesting, it's like you've stamped it with that joy and it
Mhm.
just grounds it into that happy present moment. So it
Yeah.
makes for a powerful, happy manifestation or a positive manifestation, I
Yeah.
should say.
Yeah, one that is right, like in the present versus unconscious. An unconscious manifestation is something that is really just a reaction because we manifest 24/7.
Yeah.
We are always creating. It's either we're creating consciously or unconsciously. So I love that. I love that. And I was seeing, and what's coming in here is this, and when we're talking about spiritual value of self pleasure, I'm hearing presence. It, pleasure brings our awareness to our body, it brings our awareness to our senses, and it drops us into the now because we're actually we're tuning in and we're practicing to feel those sensations, and if you have a self pleasure practice, which I invite you to create your own self pleasure practice, you may move through some emotions of discomfort. And so you're practicing being present with that discomfort. And there's no bad way to approach this. This is actually a beautiful way where anything uncomfortable is exactly where it needs to be. But being present with it is what's important. And so you may feel uncomfortable because of a certain body part makes you feel uncomfortable. May feel uncomfortable because a memory may move up, and presence actually drops us into the body, to be able to see maybe that memory, that old memory, but also that presence of now. So it's able to clear out and release any old memories or stored trauma. And you're also able to really rewire your brain, into the now, into what is happening now. This is here. I'm touching my body, and so, and then of course you have, um, the self pleasure that is of course, very very enjoyable, and that is also presence as well, or is also an opportunity to be, present with oneself and see what one enjoys. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. I think we've talked about this before too. Anything you bring yourself present, present, fully conscious, doing it on purpose, whether it's like brushing your teeth, focusing on that one thing, it brings you in, like you said, to that present moment, that now in your body. So doing that, like washing the dishes, huge feelings of peace. Anything. Now you bring that to like sex. It's like, ooh, or pleasure period, consciously focusing on pleasure in the moment and creating pleasure in the moment. Can you think of a more blissful and spiritual thing to do?
Yeah.
I can't
Mm.
actually.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, it is all spiritual. That's the probably a lot of the way that I like to approach this is that all of this really is spiritual. There's no separation. If anything, my spirituality and leaning into it has taught me that it is all one. And then if it is all really one, that includes self pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also a value in oneness and connection to all that is, and then seeing that mirror within oneself, just being divinely orchestrated and reflected in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. And it drops us in. Oh, someone's touching my toes. It's a cat.
The other thing about that is what we focus on is what we get. So
Mhm.
I know a great practice for people who are having a hard time with their libido, like firing their libido up or
Yeah.
reaching orgasm, practicing self pleasure every single day, even if you
Yes.
don't feel like it, even if it's inconvenient and you have to like carve out the time, even if it's
Yeah.
like 10 minutes in the bedroom with the door locked, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
That means doing that practice consciously. It's you are taking the time and making the conscious effort to do it
Mhm.
because it's important.
Mhm.
So when we consciously do that, it focuses our attention on that and tells the universe, I want more of that.
Yes.
This is important to me. I want more of this. And
Yes.
so that focused conscious intent, that's why it helps with libido. It's not just practice, it's
Mhm.
you telling yourself and your body and your energy, this is important. We're
Yeah.
doing this. We want more of this.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes,
Oh,
it's this mirror. Oh, yeah.
one more thing. It keeps going through my head, so it's something they want me to say. Self pleasure is something you cannot screw up. So
Yes.
many people go into it thinking they have to have a certain result, or if unpleasant
Yes.
feelings come up, that's not right, or if they don't reach an orgasm, or if they're doing it in the moment, like, this is not pleasurable to me because I feel XYZ. You're not screwing it up. That's just
Yeah.
part of the experience. Go
Mhm.
for it. It's
Mhm.
you learning yourself and what needs to come out and what works for you and what doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can screw it up is by not doing it.
Yeah.
So, like, dive in, and if it's only 5 or 10 minutes a day you have to bring pleasure to yourself by touching yourself, go for
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
And self pleasure does not necessarily mean having to touch your genitals. Do you know
Yeah.
how many crappy meetings I've gotten through by playing with my ankles? Let me tell you, my leg, massage my ankle under the table, and I go to a different place. It puts me in a relaxed state because that's a great erogenous zone. And just by
Yeah.
rubbing my ankles, I relax and
Mhm.
I go into my body and I am present. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, the common erogenous zones.
Yes.
Um, so just go for it.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was coming in for me too. I kept seeing this has not been not a new thing, but it's anyways. I keep seeing food and sensations of like food go through the mouth. And so that for me is very, very pleasurable having like you can have food orgasms just by being so present with your food and and it is something else. It is all it is something else, and it's I invite you to try, even if you're like, "What? That sounds crazy." Yes, it is literally a real thing. Full body, like, just so it drops into that sense, and it gosh, it can be so pleasurable. So, I invite you to try that, and yeah, so it doesn't even need to be touch. There's sensations that are just, wow. You get into it, and that feels so good. So, yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it here. Okay, so we got this question here. How can I ground my energy after deep sexual or spiritual experiences?
Chocolate.
I know.
Yeah, chocolate is the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's so funny. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, the food is really food and water. Like, it just brings me into my body, and it brings, like, this especially when reaching a altered state, and you're just, like, out you feel out of it, and bringing in that food into the body, like, it just really can get one back grounded onto earth, to the earth
Yes,
plane.
very much so. I was just going to say this is right up your alley. It's being back in the body. It's embodying. It's
Yeah.
eating is such a grounding experience, like you said. And if you don't have enough water during
Mhm.
those energetic or sexual experiences,
Yeah.
you're gonna make yourself sick. You gotta have water,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
Um, but the other thing that comes up that is coming through is with great exercise, you lose minerals. And with
Mhm.
spiritual energy work, you lose minerals. Your body uses minerals. So, having like electrolytes, and that's one of the reasons I think chocolate does such a good job. It's got a lot of magnesium in it, it's got a lot
Mm.
of those like trace minerals in it.
Yeah.
So it's really grounding and it really helps replenish. But, electrolytes in your water,
It's a must.
yeah, it's a must. Doing food and doing things that nurture and cultivate the body.
Mhm.
Exercise, gentle exercise is another one. Get up and move
Yeah.
around, take a walk, exercise, go outside.
Mhm.
If you do all these things and go outside and do them, that is like the trifecta of groundingness.
Mhm. Yeah, and I just heard too, don't be afraid to take breaks. I just kept hearing us, and it was so funny because. I mean, we feel sometimes, I could just speak from my own experience, like something it's so good and it's so amazing and everything is so deep. You can get back into those deep spaces, just you can absolutely get back to them. But if you're on a marathon, let's just say, if you have time for a marathon, I won't just say that. If you blocked it out or it's spontaneously happening, still take your breaks. Use the restroom, drink some water in between, and yeah, snacks. And yeah, feel free to like pause to um start to process any of that and speak to your partner. If you're with yourself, you can journal, right? So don't be afraid to take breaks because you've already reached that deep state, and if anything you're able to go back into it just as easily, with the nourishment, with the pause, with the space for self-care. So
Mhm. Yeah. I like that. As you're talking, I keep seeing like sex and a charcuterie board. That's all you need. A gallon of water, sex on a charcuterie board. Life is good.
I feel like that that hits the spot. And the charcuterie board could be I'm going into all my favorites. I'm like, it could be the chocolate and the cheeses and the meats, or if you're vegan or vegetarian, whatever, fruits,
Mhm.
whatever's there, that floats your boat.
Mhm.
But I will say if you do eat meat, yes, it's good to have it on some of the I would say like after, but if you're in between, you like some lighter foods are good too.
Yeah.
If you're moving a lot of energy, lighter foods really help. So
And grounding foods, if you're not a meat person, and you need lighter fare, root vegetables are really good grounding plants.
there you go.
So like potatoes, yams, onions, maybe not onions when you're having a sexual experience. That the onions and the garlic may not be the best choice, but
You Always
Carrots.
brush your teeth. You can brush your teeth and really ground into the sensations and bring yourself back in.
Unless you're both eating the onions, then it won't matter. You'll
Ye
cancel each other out. But
yeah, you will. Yeah, yeah. And the other thing that was coming in is just other senses grounding back in. So a lot of times I'll even just touch my arms and move my hands on my legs so that I'm actually feeling the sensations move. So I do that quite a bit, or like move my hands through my hair and just kind of feel the sensations, drink things, smell things. Um, there can be like you can light an incense, and yeah, like all those senses just drop you back into the now when you're like focused on them. So I would highly encourage that as well.
and I'm getting the reminder that part of us, if you're a light worker and someone who does energy work and energy healing, or is a psychic or a channeler like we are, um, or you don't know that you're a channeler, but you get into your Zen moments where you're just in the flow. When you come up for a break and you come back into your body, like really ground into your body, you're bringing that beautiful higher dimensional energy back with you. You're pulling it down and making it accessible to the earth and all of her inhabitants, whether you realize it or not. So, that embodying what you are experiencing is important, not only for you, but for the rest of us too.
Yes. Yes. I love that. Yeah, it's just that is the essence of it all. And that's why I'm so passionate too about embodiment, is like, what are we doing if we're not anchoring back this spiritual knowledge back into our physical reality? Right? We can spend a lot of times floating, and I know myself, I love it. I love to float and be, but then it's like I'm here, like I'm here and I'm experiencing the things with people in front of me, and bringing that joy, that true joy and that essence of source and universe and all of that through, and being able to share that with people or experiences, or even use that energy too as well, anchored that energy into creative projects. So that depth is just the depth of all that is. And so grounding that into our body and feeling and knowing that is truth, we get to see that in our existence, because once we know and feel that truth, um, there's no other belief that could say otherwise. So we get to create from that space and that peace and that joy, that we get to anchor in.
Mhm.
Right? The
Yeah,
juicy truth. Yes. Oof,
well said.
I love it. I love it. And just a friendly reminder here, guys, if you have any questions on your mind, I see people popping in and out. Feel free to, one, let us know where you're from, say
Mhm.
hello, how are you doing? And then feel free to drop in your questions, guys, or just say hello, or comment on anything if you don't have a question. But it's just this is just a connection point where we're connecting in, but it's a co-creation here, and so there's so many yeah, there's so many moving pieces that we get to play.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I don't see any questions here, so I'll drop into this one. So, what does an energetic yes feel like in my body?
That's a really good question. A very good question.
Mhm.
I know it's different for every person.
Yes, absolutely.
What does your yes feel like?
My My yes
Besides an
feels
orgasm, Jenna, what does your yes feel like?
besides the yes in the orgasm. Okay, okay, okay. Got it, got it, got it. Yes, but also my yes in my body is just so like it moves through me and it's like I feel my body shaking, not in like any earthquake way. It's just like all this excitement is just wanting to move through and I'm wanting to just shout like fuck yes. Like and I feel that energy and that joy literally moving through. It just feels hmm, like kind of like a volcano. I just can't put a lid on it and the sensations move through. But yeah, I'll see if there's anything else that comes through. But yeah, that is the big one. That's a big one that I get.
My yes is usually a feeling of peace,
Mhm.
or if it's something that I feel conflicted over, upset about, so it's harder for me to hear that more subtle yes, I will ask, and a
Yeah.
yes, my body tips forward on its own, and a no, my body tips backward.
Yes.
Um, and what's coming through is to remind people we are all born with a yes and no meter that is very clear.
Mhm.
Does it make you feel good? If it
Yeah.
doesn't make you feel good, it's not a yes.
Mhm.
I feel like those meters get scrambled in our
Yeah.
modern world because we move so fast and we do so many things that we feel that we have been forced into, that we
Mhm.
have to do to survive,
Yeah.
that we are so used to putting our head down and just pushing through, and we get used to it. And
Yeah.
so hearing our yes and no gets scrambled because we're so used to pushing through our no and making ourselves do whatever it is that we don't want to do.
Exactly.
And then we end up in lives that we're like, how did I get here? This is not what I envisioned for myself.
Yeah.
It's about pulling back and going, does this feel good to me? If it doesn't feel good,
Mhm.
one of the best advice I've ever been given is you do not have to have a logical reason to make a decision. It is entirely appropriate to make a decision based on how you feel about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to have any facts to back it up. If it doesn't feel right, you don't have to do it. You can say no. That is an accurate and good basis for making a decision.
Mhm.
Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I like this question because it's also there's a hidden message behind it which you already touched on so beautifully about like boundaries. Like and how many times that we go through in life and we've said yes when we meant no, or boundaries. There have been experiences when we were younger where our boundaries were crossed or there weren't even learning of what boundaries are, to be honest. It was just this is just natural. And so it's that becomes a program and something in the subconscious that is like this is just natural for this wave of length to just be. And so I know for me, I started when I started moving in and connecting in with myself and my being, I didn't even know what a yes or no was because it was just so ingrained. So I feel like most of us, a lot of us, come from that space where it is like we don't know. We've okay, what does it feel like, or what emotion we may feel when we feel
Mhm.
that. We may even feel. I was getting this before. There may even be a little bit of fear or resistance, but it can be, and it's not because it's not a yes. It's just like a hey, if I do this, um, and I like maybe I fail, right? Maybe it's a yes, I would love to do this thing, but what if I fail at it? And so there's a fear of the outcome.
Mhm.
And so that's a definitely a subtle difference too that I have learned is that there is, I start to tune into what is the actual emotion behind it, and then start to back away, start to just understand, like, I didn't even know what emotion was what, and so I kinda started from, I would say, like, a square one to kind of start to see, "Oh, yeah, okay, that's just a runaway, that's just a self-sabotage. I actually really wanna do this. That is a yes. I'm just afraid of if it doesn't work out how I want it to."
Mm-hmm.
So that can be absolutely a thing too. I don't know if you've ever experienced things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Overanalyzing. It's that initial knee jerk reaction is the
Mhm.
one to listen to
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and I love to get into, what helps me is sometimes taking breaths too, because like a sometimes a reaction from fear is just could take hold. So to just kind of breathe, and that helps reset the system and bring us back in to, instead of that fear coming from fight or flight or fear of whatever that may be, that is not really attuned to a yes or no, which is tuned to that outcome. But we can breathe and come back into the body out of survival, or just back to a baseline where
Mhm.
we can better discern, like, what is it that we truly want versus like a reaction through survival. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Well said. Well
Yeah.
put.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
Mhm.
learning the ways of the world, and we're learning that what we truly want.
Mhm.
We're learning it.
Yes. Another good barometer, a good measure is when your body's relaxed, that's a yes. When the body starts to tighten up anywhere, and it's different for different people. Like I start to
Yeah.
feel it in my stomach and my chest.
Mhm.
They get tight. I know that there's something I'm not okay with, even if I'm not consciously aware of it in the moment. It makes me stop and go, wait a second. I thought this was a good idea, but I can
Mhm.
feel in my body that something's not right about the situation. And that's the other thing. That's when things can get squirrely. Sometimes it's a partial yes or a partial no or a yes, but you need to pay attention to XYZ. And listening to our bodies gives
Yeah.
us that moment to go, oh, this is a good idea. Like mentally, it's a good idea. I can
Mhm.
tell this would, but I can feel it that there's something else I
Mhm.
need to pay attention to, that I need
Yes.
to look into before I wholeheartedly jump or wholeheartedly no. It can go the other way. There have been situations where I'm like, that's definitely a no, but then I'm presented with it and I'm like, I'm getting a yes on this, like I'm getting an okay on this, and I'm like, "Really?" And it's checking in and going, "Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a yes. I'm gonna give this a shot." Uh, but again, if I follow XYZ, it's that body, and the more you listen to the body, the more you get to know what your body is telling you. And
Yes.
no, when your left toe tingles, that's your no. You know, for each person, it's different.
Yeah. I like that one, your left toe tingles. Yes, because it can be something specific as that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and so this is a good question too. How to help people understand what their yes and no is. How did
Mm.
you find your yes and your no?
Yeah, I actually started doing this. So I did my yes and no through my body. So I sat and I lay down and I put my legs up in like a butterfly. I don't know if that makes sense, but in like a butterfly, open would be yes, would mean like my energy feels open, and no, closing the legs was a no. And I would start to think about things. So, like, okay, do I want to have coffee? Something that maybe it's a sexual experience. This is all just that for me was probably a little more extreme in the beginning, but I would just kind of tune in, and I would start to just be present with my body, and I would close my legs on a no, and I would open my legs on a yes. There's something with actually physically moving the body and thinking about it and feeling into it, like all of that felt really good. So I remember that exercise that was really just profound for me. You know, it's, of course, it may not resonate, but like that was, I was so disconnected from my body that moving my body and
Mhm.
like that it's tuning in, feeling it like that just started to help. Sometimes it would be more, I'm not gonna lie, it would be more not forced at the beginning. It was just like, I know this is a no. I can't fully feel it in my body, but
Mhm.
there was something about me being open and closing, like I was finally saying to the universe, "Yes, okay, this is my yes." Like I'm claiming it. And then finally, and then I would also shout it too. I would shout yes, and I would close and shout no. So I was like, it was like I was claiming it to the universe. And there's something empowering about like just shouting it out too. So, yeah.
That's interesting. So if I'm hearing clearly, you literally said, these are the signals. My body, legs open, yes. Legs
Yeah.
closed, no. And shouting it out and thinking of a question that you knew the answer was yes. And
Yeah.
allowing your legs to,
Yeah.
loosen and go open. And
Yeah.
then um, doing the same for no.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yes.
very, very cool. Very interesting. And I know that when you're making decisions and you tune into spirit, you do not lay down in the middle of the
I know.
aisle and like, I'm going to butterfly my legs. Is this a yes or a no?
I do not.
So,
No, no. I haven't done leaned into that exercise probably since I did it. I was doing it in the beginning. So, yeah, I don't lean in the middle of the public space there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just shout. But yeah, it helped in the beginning, just all of it, claiming it out loud, finally claiming a no when it was fucking no. It was just like,
mhm.
it's a fucking no. So I'm gonna yell it when no one is here.
Yeah.
You know, and that felt so good. It felt so empowering. So
So it came to a point where you felt it in your body.
yeah.
Like that exercise helped you ground it into your body so you know what your yes feels like on a more
Yeah.
subtle level, and what
Yes.
your no feels like in your body.
Yeah.
I had an experience like that, except it was I was taught to say yes and think about just like that yes. Yes, about something you know. I am Angela Shelby. That's a yes.
Yeah.
Yes answer. And seeing which way my body tipped.
Yes.
And for yeses, mine always like just naturally tip forward. And it's a fun exercise.
Yes.
Fun to try this where you're like, body, show me, feel my yes, and then see what your body does. And then think of no questions like, yeah, I'm a boy, things I know for myself personally are not true for me, or, please cut
Yes.
my finger off. That's a definite no. What does
Yes.
that feel like in my body? And it would tip me backwards.
Ah,
So kind
yeah.
of that barometer. But yeah, over time, it's more subtle feelings. Like I can just tell it's a no,
Yeah.
certain things, or it's a heck yes, certain things.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very important tool. My mom says it feels like I get struck by lightning when it's my yes. She
Yeah.
said my whole body's like electricity. And
I seriously.
yeah, yes.
It is literally like this is no doubt, but I think it's good that we talked about it did not start out that way.
Hmm.
And so you may find some of these that really resonate, and then being able to just practice. It is, I don't want to say it like in um so the message coming in is that sometimes we, and not all people, but I can speak for myself. I was so disconnected and disassociated from my body. So it's kind of like a practice. Like, how do I practice tuning in, right? To see what it is telling me.
Hmm.
And it just doesn't happen off of one night, especially if I have been, right, one has been disassociating for decades. So it takes time. not to be frustrated with that too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I have noticed for myself, if I have let my body get run down, dehydrated,
Hmm.
overly tired, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like the compass gets messed up, and that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we're only our yeses and nos are only as good as the instrument they're coming through.
Yeah.
So if my body is not in good shape, especially water, especially if you're dehydrated,
Yeah.
messes things up. If you're being in a state of extreme fear or anxiety, same thing. It's the pig pen effect. It's like static, nothing clear is coming through.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I like
oh,
this one.
and if
Yes.
you're in a state like that, that's a good time for conscious use of self pleasure because it brings you back into your body. It helps you relax. Even if there's no like orgasm or anything, it doesn't have to be. It's you saying, I'm going to be with my body. I'm going to create some
Yes.
comfort and some pleasure with myself. Just
Absolutely.
versus the pig pen effect. And then you can hear better. Like,
Yes.
that self pleasure, that cultivating that pleasure and bringing peace to yourself, to at least to myself, um, it helps me find my navigation system again. It helps me be
Mhm.
able to think again. So it's, I mean, that's a plug for conscious joy and bliss, if and self pleasure. Period.
Yes.
It helps you problem solve.
Yeah, it does. It does. Dropping in the knowledge.
Hmm.
I like it. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna drop in here. I don't see any questions here in the chat, so let's drop into this other question we have here. Okay. What rituals help us to return to our center after connection with others?
Hmm.
Mm,
For me, it's silence. Silence in a quiet room, for sure. Just, or nature. Nature. If I can get silence, nature, and aloneness all in the same space, it's beautiful.
yeah.
And aloneness, it doesn't mean like hiking 30 miles out. It's,
Mhm.
walking to the back of the backyard where I can
Yeah.
still hear people. People are still around. I'm just with me in my moment and looking at flowers or the sunset. Sunset in the sky is huge,
Mm,
bringing me back to myself.
yeah.
It's those moments of focusing on something that when I look at it, it makes me feel peaceful in my chest.
Mm,
So, whatever that is in that moment, it brings me back to myself.
mm,
But to come back and recover from a connection with others, at least for me, I have to get away from the others.
mm.
I need my alone time, my personal space. Even if it's
Yeah.
locking myself in the bathroom for 5 minutes, I
Mhm.
need that quiet and that
Yeah.
feeling of my own energy without the interference of other people's energy in my space.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I like that. An interesting one was coming through for me, which I don't do all the time, but maybe just good to share is sometimes a shower.
Mhm.
Um, and the the water just falling on the skin, and that's something that, if this is connection with a partner or something, I have done that with a partner or without a partner, or even just like I was doing sessions recently and it was business, and I
Mhm.
needed to I recognize that there's just an extra step that I was like, I feel like going into the shower. And so the water droplets on my body, I would just literally sit in the shower, um, when I had PTSD, and it was just like, whoa, it was like drop me like into like feeling into my body. Like you can't, you literally have water dropping on you. And I continue to use it because I noticed that that really is helpful. Yeah, that's helpful in connecting back in with my own self and body and mind as well.
Mhm.
So I do that. I love doing that. And you shared quite a bit of ones that I like as well. I like the nature. Um, and breath is coming in for me right now. And so breath where there what's coming in is box breathing, which is like 4 4 4 4 of I breathe in for say for 4 seconds. I hold the breath for 4 seconds. I release for 4 seconds, and I hold for 4 seconds. And so, just being able to be with that breath and in the moment, and I could still even be around people too, or by myself, and that just that coming back to that center within my actual body just helps things move and shift a bit more.
Mhm. Yeah, breathing. Do you know how many times my guides where I'm asking for help or, or praying to anybody, ascended masters. I talk to Jesus all the time. He is like
Yes.
one of my main men. Um, the first thing they say, it doesn't matter what it is, breathe. I am breathing. It's like, no, like really breathe. Breathe from your stomach, like sit. Takes like
Yes.
3 big deep breaths. That's the first thing. Breathe.
Yes. Oh, I think that's really big because sometimes we're holding our breath.
Or
Sometimes.
breathing really shallow, just
Yeah.
not really breathing. They talk about
Yeah.
chest breathing and belly breathing, like watching a newborn baby breathe. They breathe with their belly. They look like little seesaws. They're like doo, 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 because
Yeah.
they breathe so big with their belly. That's how we're made to breathe. We weren't made to breathe up here.
Yes.
So putting a hand on the belly and then breathing to the point where you're moving your belly, like pulling from your belly. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's breathing. That's
That
what, when I'm being told to breathe, that's what I'm being told. Because I'm not dead. I'm obviously moving air, but they're like, no, breathe. Breathe from your stomach. Take like 3 big deep breaths. And
yes.
physically, not only does it take more oxygen to your brain and muscles, if you're having muscle tension or muscle pain anywhere, take a few deep breaths. It
Mhm.
will decrease it by half.
Oh, yes.
Your muscles hurt when they're oxygen deprived. So
Uh-huh.
especially when you've been at a desk and um, but it brings more oxygen to your brain, which
Mhm.
means you can think more clearly and
Yes,
it just brings clarity. So
absolutely.
and that's not even the spiritual aspect. That's just the everyday aspect. That spiritual aspect, like you're saying, it's pulling the divine in. I don't care what spiritual tradition it is. They all agree you have to breathe. You have to breathe deep and you have to breathe well.
Yes. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I wanna share with everyone, people who are rewatching this, people that are live. We have an episode that comes out weekly on Thursdays on Erotic Spirit Podcast. So if you're watching on Facebook, drop onto our YouTube channel or Apple or Spotify and follow us or subscribe. And today the episode that came out was The Art of Connection: How to Reignite Your Love Life. And there's lots of practices, lots of things that we drop into. I can share just a deep, juicy, like eye gazing is a beautiful practice to be able to be present or learn to be present without sound. You can hold your partner's hand. You can just, hands, you can hold, put your hands on their knees, but it is mainly about the eye gazing. And you can set a timer for 5 minutes and just drop into that. So, I don't know if you have anything you want to share on the episode, just drop that in at the end.
No, I think
Yeah.
I think you did really well.
Yeah, just dropping in a juicy line. So if that floats your boat, if you want to hear more on how to reignite your love life, go drop in and follow. And the newest episode is up there on the screen too, as well. So I love, love, love it. What do you have anything else you want to share about today to close out this space?
Let's see if Spirit has anything today.
Mhm.
Remember to love yourself above all others. This is not selfish. This is not self centered, unless you mean centered in self, centered in the foundation of who you are. It
Mm,
always begins with you. If you do not have love for yourself, you have nothing to share with anybody else. It
mhm.
always starts with you first.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Oh, I love that. That is the best way to describe it. When our cup is full, we're overflowing from that place. When it is down to the bottom, we are only sharing what we have to give, and we can only see what we only have to give. So
Mhm.
I love that. I love that. So I'm gonna pop up here your info. Just share with everyone where they can find you and what they can come to you for.
My website is www.angelashelby.com, and you can come for me for a really good reading. You can come to me to help ground yourself back into who you are. If you are someone with awakening gifts and you feel like you're going a little crazy, definitely touch base with me.
Mhm.
I can help with that. Dream interpretation. If you are having dreams that you would like some answers to or help figuring them out for yourself, because that's what it really comes down to. Dreams are life hacks, and they're one of your best tools, and they're free.
Mhm.
So, learning to get in touch with them more, I can definitely help you with that. I've been doing it for more than 30 years. So, if you feel like you would like to experience some awesome quantum touch energy healing, I can also do that. Long distance, I'm not doing in person right now. I'm selling my house. So my office is not here anymore. But it works great long distance, and it is excellent for helping you understand emotional patterns or beliefs underlying physical or emotional issues. And you have your own healing team that comes through. So, whether you realize it or not, you have a bunch of beings that follow you around and help you heal.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you. I love it. I love it. And then just popping my info up here, myawakeningwithin.com. And if you're looking for an Akashic source code session, I channel with source. I help work with you on if you have patterns that feel that are stuck, behaviors or things that you're looking to change. If you are not happy with something in your life, there might be a root to the belief system. So come grab a session there one-on-one. I have some beautiful retreats too as well. You can check out my event space to see all of that. I have inner child healing workshops across a few different states coming up here in Colorado, Arizona, and California. So come check it out. I'm traveling around. And yeah, lastly, we'll pop up Erotic Spirit Podcast.com. If you want to ask any questions in the future, drop it in. You can drop it in anonymously. Go to Spirit Guys After Dark. You'll see a tab there when you go onto the website and drop in a message, drop in a comment, drop in a question. And we'll be able to look at it in the future. And that's what it's there for, us creating this container. And if you have any feedback or anything you'd like to hear more of in future episodes, we have beautiful, juicy ones coming out here in the very short term. And if you are curious about certain topics, let us know. Let us
Mhm.
know because we won't know until, yeah, until you share. This is a co-creation there. So that is what I have for today. I have so much love and appreciation for everyone that's popped in and out or who will be watching this later. I'm excited for, yeah, what's coming next, and yeah, what else you got?
It's been a pleasure having you with us tonight, and I look forward to seeing you maybe next Thursday. I look forward
Yes.
to seeing you again.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.